Hey everyone, Rushlock here with the news for EVE Online. Big news today. We've got an expansion announcement and the beginning of the 20th anniversary celebration with big new exclusive rewards. For all the information, news, tips, and tricks for EVE Online, as always, hit the subscribe button down below the video. Leave a comment as well on which part is most interesting to you so we know what to focus future videos on. Let's dive into the login rewards here. The Alpha and the Omega track. Of course, the Omega track is the important one to watch for the ships. Apotheosis on day 3, Synesis on day 8. We've got the Gnosis on day 13. Day 16 is Apraxis. And look at this, the brand new ship, the Metamorphosis, coming out on day number 19. Let's go ahead and claim into here. We'll get into our character here and we'll load up. Another important thing to look at, free skill points being given out via the Cash Shop. The Cash Shop as well has free SP. We're going to show you as soon as we get loaded in here. So when you get in here, we're going to go to the New Eden store through your Neocom or the bottom left-hand corner, whichever way you have the shortcut enabled. This character's on Jita. I should have put this onto a NPC station character to load more quickly. So come down to the NES store, New Eden store. Load it up. And then boom, free 50,000 skill points. Now this is something I've been saying for a long time that they should do, is I get the login reward track, makes sense for logins. But if you want users to interact with the Cash Shop more frequently, you need a reason for them to go there. Whether it's, what was the old term for rapid FOMO timer-based sales where there was a clock ticking on them. You know, buy this now before it falls off rotation. Stuff like that. Have a reason for people to come in and check a daily deal of some sort. And this is a good example. So when you log in, you simply click it, hit the button, check out, and you're good to go. Let's get the free skill points that way. And then finally, and certainly not least, new expansion coming in June, EVE Viridian. Capsuleers, the first two major expansions for EVE Online in 2023, EVE Online Viridian, will launch free for all players in June. EVE Online Viridian will empower Capsuleers with new tools, personalization options, and social-driven content, providing more avenues for new and exciting players to forge relationships, to fly, and work together for the glory of their corporation. Now, this is their lead-in. And so far, absolutely nothing new that we didn't know about last year. They're going to be pushing the Evermark thing and corporation taxes so that we can put customization logos on corp structures, which, as a feature, is cool. That's a positive. But this is stuff they were talking about last year, so it's nothing new. And going through the post here, there's not a whole lot of new information in the post at all, other than stay tuned. We'll put out more information as the weeks come. We'll, of course, relay that to you guys as we can. Let's go through the rest of the post real quick. I wanted to show you guys, or at least jump in that part and let you know there's no like major reveal like, oh my god, look at this new feature we're getting. It's amazing. I can't wait. All we know so far is that the expansion is confirmed for June. It's the second day of May when I'm making this video. And so we've got somewhere between 4 and 8 weeks before the expansion itself drops. Quote back to the article here, with the EVE Online Viridian, players will be given more power to shape and color New Eden. Now that makes me think about, this is a quote from Berger. This is them, I believe, bringing faction warfare components, these new tools since Uprising, and maybe introducing them to either a more dynamic high sec or a change to solve. Both those would be huge and massive updates and changes, but the whole idea of giving them the ability to color New Eden, that's what I think about for faction warfare. It's all about map painting. That's what I've been enjoying right now, is pushing the red across the Minmatar war zone, and we're going to see more of that, I think, in future updates. We'll see how this one plays out, though. EVE Online Viridian builds upon last year's pivotal EVE Online Uprising expansion by giving corporation leaders more means and methods to help their group flourish. There is no better time than the present for reconnecting with your corporation members to plan your next venture. You never know what's on the horizon. Look at this. Reconnecting, guys. Please come back. That's what I hear there. Please come back. Come on. Focus on the new folks. Get them in there. Get them something to do. Make them happy. Let it go. Let it go. The mad boys left. They're already gone. We don't need to beg them back. Maybe we do, though. We don't know the numbers. We'll just have to see. You can check out more details about EVE Online Viridian expansion and look forward to much more information in coming weeks. Let's get that loaded up as well. Ahead of the expansion in June, Capsules will find a wealth of activities to enjoy in and outside of the game in May, including Capsuleer Day celebrations starting today, a dazzling in-game cosmic fireworks extravaganza at Jita 4.4 on May 6th, and a momentous opportunity to be inscribed on the updated and expanded Worlds Within a World monument. Read more about the activities taking place in celebration of the 20th anniversary and join the festivities. So if you kick over to the more information about the expansion, The first several posts have nothing to do with it whatsoever. Talking about the current events going on and the monument we heard about last year, and maybe that was earlier this year. I don't know the exact timing about that one. Legacy bundles, that's nice. Okay, here we go. EVE Online, Viridian, new expansion in June. We've already read this part. I believe it was a repeat. Maybe not. Let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, that part was a repeat there. You can start getting excited for structure customization. New Tech 2 capital ships. This is probably the single biggest takeaway confirmation so far up to this point. Tech 2 caps on the way. Plus corporation goals and content such as much anticipated loyalty point tax. Where else but EVE Online could you possibly pitch the idea that tax is something to be excited about? This will be used to fund the cosmetics, I believe, for the corp structures, is my understanding. Again, nothing new in terms of new information, just finally a delivery date on ideas and concepts talked about in the past. EVE Online Viridian will empower capsuleers to come together and work towards a joint purpose set by their corporation leaders and involving many playstyles. Having members access and track fresh challenges will help corporations invest in their future, as well as assisting with corp management, automating the tracking of member contributions towards corp goals, and increasing the quality of life for all members, all of whom will have an important role to fulfill for the greater good of their organization. These are the first steps towards focusing corp member activities into aiding war efforts from beyond the front lines in the future. So what I see here is a corporation daily system where they're going to have CEOs or people with the proper roles setting daily quests, basically, or goals for their members. Keep in mind, this may or may not be accurate or a perfect explanation of it. This is how it reads to me so far. It also looks like they have like the mining ledger maybe transferred over to other activities to track information in game, so that you can have like a leaderboard maybe in-house about like, oh, this person contributed the most ore, this person had the most PvP kills, this person had the, insert whatever. Imagine your ADM tracking for nullsec all of a sudden. Now, like, okay, we knew who our top routers are and pushing ADMs. We know who our top industrialists are who are pushing those ADMs and things like that. Who knows what they'll incorporate in that? We'll have to wait and see. As part of the EVE Online Viridian expansion, corporations will also be able to spend their collected Corp Evermarks on the visual customization of player-owned upwell structures. This will give the appointed Corp members the power, tools, and agency to brand these structures, cementing their Corp identity in the landscape of New Eden. Hopefully not, right? We don't want to cement them, we want to see them blowing up. I mean, put a fresh coat of paint on there, put a logo on there, that's cool. But let's not cement anything, let's not make anything permanent. I'm not saying they're going to make anything permanent, just the idea of not misleading, but, a little bit of insight there on how infrequently those structures get bashed and taken down. There's such a pain in the butt to get removed. As EVE officially enters its third decade on the path to forever, you will band together, rise to the challenge, and do your part for your corporation, flying together as one. More will be revealed over the coming weeks, so consider permission to get hyped granted. I wonder if NPC Corps will have that stuff. I would think not, because there wouldn't be players to manage them, so I'm presuming this is only for player corps, which makes sense. There's a good art poster we'll be using for a lot of Viridian content, I'm sure, coming up. EVE may be forever, but it will only turn 20 once, and there are many activities and celebrations to get involved in. This is talking about FanFest and such. That's the end of the Viridian expansion stuff. So we're somewhere between 4 to 8 weeks out from the expansion. We know that there are stuff they talked about in the past being added to the game through it, but the biggest takeaway here, Tech 2 capital ships confirmed, coming out in June. Let's see what those end up looking like. I'm sure they'll do little teases out over the next several weeks. Maybe they'll do them individually week to week, rolling out the capital information, but that should be interesting. One pushback I expect is nerds are mad they can't afford ships in the first place because they can't sit around AFK making ISK like they used to over the last several years, or several years ago. I imagine there'll be a big pushback on, well, if we can't afford Tech 1 caps, how are we going to afford Tech 2 caps? So the great arms race will begin. The powerful organizations will skip the screeching, or at least minimize it, and get straight to the production of it. And then the mad boys will just sit there and fuss. We'll just sit there and fuss and not have them. Who's going to get the new shiny tools? We'll have to wait and see. And until next time, goodbye forever.